Making a video response to Stargater's latest video to me, and it's starting to get long, and I realized there was a nugget of it that I could separate off into a standalone video. So this is kind of a setup for the next video I'm going to post. It contains a naturalistic explanation for property rights, and it closes with several questions for my libertarian and anarchist friends, which I would like. I'm very curious as to what their answers are. Okay, so here's the question. Why do we have property rights? Uh, our framers of our republic have a very poetic way of stating this, right? All men are created equal and are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights. One of these is property rights, of course. So this is sort of a divine rights of us kind of theory, right? Was property rights given to us by a creator? I mean, I am quite well endowed, but was I endowed by my creator with property rights? Where did these rights come from? So in this video, I propose a more naturalistic answer, one which doesn't require a creator. And at the same time, I think it raises a few questions for libertarians on this score. So I'm going to set it up with a prisoner's dilemma. Suppose me and Stargazer, suppose we both have $1, and that's like our entire worldly wealth. And let's say there's no force whatsoever allowed in society, right? We don't have property rights to this dollar, right? You just can't initiate force, period, right? We're dabbling in pacifism, not Nam, of course. So I can buy a 10-cent bus ticket and go over to Stargazer's house with the intention of taking his dollar, and it's unethical for him to stop me. When I get there, I find he's done the same thing to me. Instead of finding $1 there, I found he's spent 10 cents on a bus ticket and gone over to my house. And I get back home and find that he's stolen my money. So I stole his 90 cents. He stole my 90 cents. At the end of the day, we both have 90 cents. And do we do the same thing tomorrow again? Right? This is an example of a prisoner's dilemma here. So let me set this up for you. So I have two different possible actions I can do, right? I can buy that ticket and go over to his house, or I can stay. So first action is I don't steal. Second action is I do steal, right? And Stargazer has two actions. He can not steal from me, or he can go ahead and steal from me, right? Now we both start out with $1, and if neither one of us steal from each other, at the end of the day, we still have our dollar, right? If I don't steal, though, Stargazer can come over to my house. He grabs my dollar, and at the end of the day, he's got $1.09, and I've got nothing. Right? Similarly, if I steal and Stargazer doesn't, I have $1.90, and he's got nothing. If we both steal, then we both have 90 cents at the end of the day. Okay, this is a prisoner's dilemma. So why is this so dilemmaful? Right. Well, let's look at how this tracks out here. What should I do if this is the situation I'm confronted with? What should I do? Well, suppose Stargazer doesn't steal from me. Right. In that case, I can either steal or I don't steal. If he doesn't steal from me, it's better for me to go ahead and steal because I come away with almost twice as much money, right? 1.9 is greater than 1 here, right? So, but suppose he does steal from me. Then it's still the case that it's better off. If he steals from me, I have 0, so it's better for me to go ahead and steal from him, right? So in either case, no matter what Stargazer does, it's better for me to go over to his house and steal from him. I come out better. 1.9 is greater than 1. 0.9 is greater than 0. But the kicker is, of course, the same is true for Stargazer, right? No matter what Stargazer does, I'll steal. No matter what Stargazer does, he'll steal. So literally the best option we both have is to go steal from each other in absence of force to stop it, all right? So if we use force, however, right, if Stargazer, has the right to, stop me from taking his buck, then this is not how it is at all. We're stuck in this first quadrant here, and we both have $1 at the end of the day. Okay, so that is why this is why we have property rights. The reason we have property rights is to break a prisoner's dilemma. when it comes to theft, right? Now, so this is my question to libertarians. Libertarians don't require me and Stargazer to pre-agree to a contract before he has the right to use force to resolve this version of the prisoner's dilemma from me, right? Why is this one special? Okay, if this were a payoff matrix from overfishing or from any other prisoner's dilemma, libertarians would require me and Stargazer to have a contract before the initiation of force can happen. So why is this special, right? Why why don't why doesn't Stargazer have the right to initiate force against me for any prisoner's dilemma matrix, right? What makes this one so special? It seems quite ad hoc. Question number 2. If you think the voluntary agreement between me and Stargazer can resolve every other prisoner's dilemma on the planet, right? Which is apparently what you guys believe, okay? You believe in every other case of prisoner's dilemmahood. It doesn't, we don't need to initiate force. We can solve this via voluntary agreement. Why not this one? Why couldn't we resolve this one versus voluntary? Why um, why does Stargazer have the right to defend his property with force here, right? Why do you make a glaring exception? This seems to be a very ad hoc exception. It seems like this particular prisoner's dilemma is being treated so terribly different from all the rest, okay? So I'd like to hear your answers to these questions. So if you want to convince me, all right, I'm a reasonable person here, and I actually want to be convinced. Okay, you can't just say we axiomatically have a right to property. Okay, it's not going to fly with me. Okay, and the God answer isn't going to fly with me either. Okay, so I've just given an explanation here as to why we have right to property. The reason we have property rights is to break this prisoner's dilemma. All right. Now, if you don't like my answer, that's fine. I mean, you don't have to agree with it if you want to. It's a free country, right? Okay. But if you want to persuade me, you'll have to give some other account for why we have property rights. That account has to show why property rights are special somehow. Okay. The kicker is my approach to property rights doesn't seem to make property rights any different from any other prisoner's dilemma. So if I have the right to initiate force to break this prisoner's dilemma, why don't I have the right to initiate force to break every other prisoner's dilemma as well? Okay? I'd love to hear your answers on that, and stand by for another video. After I've set it up this way, my other video can make a lot more sense. Thanks a lot.